In Center Point,
We have all the shootings.
the most recent shooting happened last week in a very public place.
Walgreens had a shootout.
Residents say they're sick and tired of the crime, like the shooting that happened at this Walgreens. And now they're calling on city leaders to do something about it.
I would like to see us have a police station, our own police department.
So they've created a crime-fighting petition to include cops and other safety improvements. But the city says it can't afford a police department. It's asked the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office for 2 additional deputies.
And if they are called somewhere else in Jefferson County, we're left without any protection at all.
We want to see our tax dollars going to something that we want.
We need to have accountability. We need to have transparency.
And if change doesn't happen,
People want to move. People are moving. People are selling their houses and moving away.
residents say most people won't stay. In Center Point, Larissa Scott, WVTM 13.
New at 6, Tuscaloosa police arrested a man they say had law enforcement equipment. Police say Park Phillips of Northport had a police cruiser light bar and mounted dash camera in an SUV. Officers say they recovered other law enforcement equipment and paraphernalia belonging to other agencies, as well as an Alabama state government tag that was reported stolen. A man was killed in a standoff with police in Baldwin County. Authorities say last night Robert Yates tried twice to ambush and shoot deputies in his Fairhope area home. Deputies were there to serve an eviction notice when they say he shot at them. Yates was evicted in 2016 but had refused to leave.
Well, the state of Alabama could set aside a day to honor civil rights icon Rosa Parks. Today, a group rallied outside the State House to support the idea. A proposal in the Alabama legislature would name December 1st Rosa Parks Day. 4 states, including California, have days set aside to honor Rosa Parks, but not Alabama, where she made history.
The courage to stay in that seat, she can pause a nation. She can pause the world. Surely we can pause for one day to give her honor and recognition.
A bipartisan bill is moving forward in Montgomery.
Senator Richard Shelby could be moving up in the ranks. Mississippi's Thad Cochran announced yesterday he'll step down next month for health reasons. He's the chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee. Now Politico is reporting Alabama Senator Richard Shelby is next in line to take that top post on the committee, and he said he will seek chairmanship. According to the U.S. Office of Special Counsel, top Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway violated federal law in 2 televised interviews last year during Alabama's special Senate race. The report says Conway violated the Hatch Act when advocating for Republican Roy Moore and against his Democratic rival Doug Jones. The office recommended disciplinary action for Conway in that report. The White House issued a statement in response saying Kellyanne's statements actually show her intention and desire to comply with the Hatch Act, as she twice declined to respond to the host's specific invitation to encourage Alabamians to vote for the Republican.
A woman found a 6-foot dead boa constrictor just blocks from the Tom Brown Village in Avondale over the weekend. Our WVTM 13 News crew got an up-close look at the boa constrictor. You see it right here. They found the dead 6-foot snake in a ditch. Birmingham police threw it into the woods, but then wild animals kept dragging it out. A zoological expert believes the boa was likely an abandoned pet, which are legal to own here in Alabama. He says boas are fairly high maintenance.
So you need a large enclosure for them. I think most people would be better with a smaller snake, corn snakes, ball pythons.
Birmingham police say they have now fully disposed of the dead snake.
School safety in Alabama. Coming up, the new plan from Governor Kay Ivey to keep your children safe.
Plus, a town where owning a gun is the law. Does it work? We're going to show you the crime rates.
And the man charged with abusing a shark was in court today. We'll tell you how he pleaded. You're watching WVTM 13 News.
You're watching WVTM 13 News.
Governor Kay Ivey has unveiled the Smart on Safety initiative. This is a plan that will help enhance school safety and security across the state.
Yeah, Governor Ivey says we have to act now.
We'll fix this problem, and we'll begin doing it now, before a tragedy occurs in our state that we love and call home.
The plan will enhance school safety and security in the state. The governor calling it a four-pronged approach, starting with secured schools, the state supporting local law enforcement on security needs at schools. Second, knowing our kids. The state will intervene in the lives of students at risk of harming themselves. Third, emergency operations plans that would allow schools to act during an emergency before first responders arrive. And then lastly, Governor Ivey signed an executive order creating a safe school council to implement her school safety priorities. And happening now across the state, several school districts, including Jefferson County and Hoover, are meeting to discuss school safety. We're going to have much more on those meetings tonight at 10.
In Washington, D.C., the House will soon vote on a bill that would give schools grant money to prevent violence. House Majority leaders say that they will take up the Student, Teachers, and Officers Preventing School Violence Act next week. This would create a grant program to train students, staff, and local law enforcement how to identify early warning signs of violence. The bill does not include any provisions on gun restrictions, such as raising the age requirements to buy rifles. The Florida legislature is racing to pass a gun reform bill in response to that recent mass school shooting at Douglas High School. Overnight, the state Senate narrowly passed a wide-ranging bill, but this fight is far from over. With just 4 days left in the legislative session, the bill now going to the House, where it faces significant hurdles.
A man quit his job at a North Carolina Dick's Sporting Goods store over the store's new gun sales policy. Griffin McCullough gave his 2-week notice, saying he strongly disagrees with a new policy that they will no longer sell guns to people under the age of 21. McCullough, an avid hunter, said he feels 18-year-olds should be able to buy firearms.
I had constant customers coming in and asking me about the policy, and I'm not allowed to say anything negative, or thanking me for the new policy and trying to shake my hand over it. And I firmly disagreed with the policy, so it was hard for me to handle.
In addition to Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart, LL Bean, and Kroger announced last week they will no longer sell guns to anyone under the age of 21. Well, while Washington debates whether to ban bump stocks, raise the minimum purchasing age, or even arm teachers, there might not be another community watching as closely as Kennesaw, Georgia.
Omar Jimenez takes you to this Atlanta suburb to find out what local residents and officials think of this heated national debate.
As the debate over guns in Washington continues, there's one place where technically the law says a gun is a requirement.
Welcome to Kennesaw. We love everybody.
Kennesaw, Georgia, where, quote, every head of household residing in the city limits is required to maintain a firearm.
If you're going to commit a crime in Kennesaw and you're the criminal, are you going to take a chance that that homeowner is a law-abiding citizen?
An AR-15 style, .223 caliber.
Wayne Arnold is one of those citizens.
It gives me the ability to protect myself, as opposed to being somewhere where you weren't allowed to have a firearm or it was frowned upon.
Now, the law isn't actually enforced, and some assume it's an ancient law, but it actually passed in 1982.
It was meant to be kind of a crime deterrent, and it was also more or less a political statement because the city of Morton Grove, Illinois had passed a city ordinance banning handguns from their city limit.
30 plus years later, it's still on the books in Kennesaw.
People would get the image that it's kind of Wild West where everybody walks around with a firearm strapped to their side, and it's not like that.
What it is one of Georgia's safer cities. Only one murder in the last 6 years.
We can't say that just that gun law contributes X number of percent to why we have a low crime rate. It may be part of it, but it needs to be looked at from a whole picture. Ultimately, you've got to decide in your local community what's best for you.
And across the country, there are many communities re-examining their own relationship with guns in the wake of deadly mass shootings like Las Vegas, Sutherland Springs, and Parkland, all within the last 6 months.
That was Omar Jimenez reporting. The city says they get calls from places all over the country and as far away as Norway. All are curious about a place where firearms are literally written into its existence.
One of 3 men facing charges for dragging a shark appeared in court. Cameras were inside as Spencer Hines waited for his hearing. He, Michael Wenzel, and Robert Bennick are accused of dragging the animal on camera behind a high-speed boat. We want to warn you, this video is graphic. The video shows the men watching and laughing, making remarks about the shark appearing dead. The footage went viral and sparked outrage, many demanding their arrests. They pleaded not guilty to aggravated animal cruelty.
Opioid overdoses have surged over the past year, according to a new government report. The CDC reports a 35% increase in ER visits for suspected opioid overdoses in recent years. Increases were seen all across the country, across all regions and age groups. From 2016 to 2017, ER opioid visits more than doubled in some states.
Now, Central Alabama's only certified most accurate forecast.
Big weather changes coming, folks. Going to get a whole lot colder here. You'll feel the difference later on tonight, especially tomorrow morning. Both daytime highs and nighttime lows will be below seasonal averages for the next few days. Rain showers coming in for the weekend. Looks like pretty much a sure bet on that. And we had quite a bit of rain last night, almost an inch in Anniston, Birmingham, and Calera, just over an inch in Tuscaloosa. Remarkably uniform amounts. Normally they differ much more than that. But soaking rain last night, but it left quickly this morning. And we're left with this on the WVTM 13 live Doppler, the only live radar on television in Central Alabama. It is dry and it will stay that way for the next few days. Temperatures are beginning to drop now. It's down to 60 in the Magic City, 57 in Haleyville, 61 in Clanton. By late tonight, we'll be in the upper 30s, most of us anyway, a few spots getting below that. 55 degrees by 7, 52 at 9 o'clock, about 49 degrees by 11 o'clock tonight. And through the night, there'll be a gusty breeze, and that will create wind chill values that will be at least a few degrees below the temperature. And actually tomorrow morning, first thing, it's probably going to feel like it's about 29 outside, given the effect of the temperature and the wind. Daylight saving time starts this weekend, Sunday at 2 a.m., but obviously you can take care of that by pushing the clocks forward before you go to bed Saturday night. New sunrise will be 7:02, new sunset 9 minutes before 7, and spring begins in 13 days on the 20th of March. No chance of any rain tomorrow, Thursday or Friday, but up significantly, 70% Saturday and 50% on Sunday. Taking you through the next few days, tomorrow will be a day featuring quite a bit of sunshine, but at 9 o'clock in the morning, there'll be some scattered clouds, especially over the northern areas. They'll be kind of fleeting and leave fairly quickly. Take you to Thursday morning. Again, mostly clear skies, but some scattered clouds. And Thursday morning will be even colder. Temperatures starting off near freezing in the morning. A light freeze expected then, a light freeze expected Friday morning too. 7 p.m. on Thursday, still mainly clear skies. We take you to Friday, mostly sunny skies here, and a bit milder Friday afternoon. Then on Saturday, this happens. Moisture comes in fairly quickly during the afternoon hours. By 5 o'clock, rain overspreading the area. Looks like it'll be a wet Saturday night, probably wet into Sunday morning too. We've had quite a few soggy weekends so far in 2018, and this will be another one. My 7-day forecast looking like this as we take a look at your Tuesday, or I should say Wednesday, a day featuring sunshine and temperatures in the mid-50s, so chilly all day. 55 on Thursday. On Friday up to 64 degrees with a few clouds coming in. We deal with the rain over the weekend with temperatures in the 60s, and the first thing next week, breezy and cooler for Monday and Tuesday. Kyle Berger.
Hey, thanks, Jerry. Coming up in sports, the SEC hands out postseason honors in men's basketball. Some may call it the all-snub team. Auburn fans, you may have some gripes. I'll let you know who made the list. You're watching WVTM 13 News.